I think a lot of it is requiring students to, again, to take responsibility and to be more involved in creating their own learning. So to create their own learning projects, products, to work in teams with other students. Even though a lot of students say, oh, I hate teamwork because I always have to do too much, or they're always asking me to do things I don't want to do. But that is the real world. We always will be working in teams, and having those teams operate at a distance, I think, is a great 21st century skill, because more and more people are developing work teams that work at a distance. So we not only have to force them to do it, but we also have to give them good tools for collaborative workplace, for time tasking, for dividing jobs up, and to sort of allowing students to create profiles so that other students can know their strengths that they have and can sort of work together. So I think that kind of a force and a focus on collaboration, coupled with giving students powerful tools, is maybe the two most important skills in my mind, anyways.
The question about online higher education, I think it's a wrong term, because what is an online education? Stanford offers the MOOCs. Is it an online higher education institution? No way. I finished there my PhD. No way. It's not an online higher education institution. So both now, the problem is the other way around. There is an identity crisis of many distance teaching universities, because once the difference and separation between what they do as compared to campus-based universities was very, very clear, and it's not clear anymore. Nevertheless, through the new digital technologies, you can do a lot of things that accommodate the needs of the 21st century. First of all, the whole idea of lifelong learning, definitely. It accommodates the need for lifelong learning, for professional upgrades, for all these populations that are working, mothers of many children that cannot leave homes, prisoners, people in hospitals, and so on, that want to study at their own pace while doing other things. So it accommodates their needs, and this is why so many more students are entering the online and distance education modes.
What does today's society require in the way of learning? They want learners who are good at collaboration and teamwork, who are good at complex thinking about complicated problems, who are good at clear communication using multiple media and ways of representing knowledge, and who have a combination of a depth of understanding in their field and a breadth of understanding about how their work can relate to other fields and how they can work with people who have other kinds of expertise. So those are the kinds of challenges that any education system needs to address. And I think that online learning, e-learning, has some real opportunities because of its ability to bridge time and space and to foster collaborative work among learners, to make their thinking visible to one another and to support co-construction of understanding with one another and co-creation of learning products.
To answer this, every institution should reflect on their own values and capabilities and its social, economic, and cultural environment. The answer depends on every institution.
I think not only online higher education institutions, but all higher education institutions face a challenge here. On one hand, society expects them to be efficient and accountable and orderly and to operate somewhat like an assembly line of turning out students who have done exactly the same amount of time, reaching the same learning objectives at the same moment. This, of course, is totally opposite to the needs of professionals in 21st century society. So we need to look more at the way that people will continue to learn throughout their professional lives and identify key strategies in these and try to adopt them into the strategic plan for teaching and learning and assessment at universities. Just one example. Being a member of a community of practice, and within that community of practice contributing to the learning of others, is an important lifetime skill for a professional. We need to look for ways to serve as incentives within programs, not so much the individual course, but within programs to build in contributions to a community of practice as ongoing expectations throughout the program. But that's a strategic issue that needs to be addressed by the institution.